Alrighty. Let's only go 30 through here just because, those bikers were driving past and everything.
If they're the only ones who can buy it, it feels like it feels like to me though, as someone who's like, if you like all the things that Ferrari makes right now, you probably don't like this.
Yep.
But also, like, if you're the kind of person who's really looking forward to buy a Ferrari because you want to have like the Ferrari clout that's involved with it, this also is not that. So I'm very confused at who is the person that's buying this.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
I think
$500,000. I think it's
it
too
makes so much more
expensive.
sense to just buy a really sick, nice sports car like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and then also buy like a Lucid.
Yeah.
If you want an EV so bad.
3-bedroom house.
I do think they somewhere along the line ended up at this being the most.
Why Tesla?
That is technically what this is. And so
Bruh.
it is.
I wish I had a jet ski that could fit 6 people.
Yeah, that's how it
7
feels.
miles an hour.
It's a little crazy. But you know what's funny? I talked about this again in the short. Let's say this happens with Porsche, right? Everyone who loves motorsport and loves Porsches loves the GT4s and the GT3s and the 911s, right? We all care about the sports cars. But as Porsche was approaching literal bankruptcy, they're like, well, we got to try the other thing. And now there's the Macan and the Cayenne and these like crossovers that do way more volume than the sports cars. And that, for a long time, has been making enough money for them to develop the
Remember
sports
30
cars
Tesla?
too. And
The
Porsche
bikers
people
up
kind of
there.
just went, I guess that's necessary.
Bikers are
I'm
pretty
not going to
crazy
buy
on
one,
this road,
but I
so.
get why people do buy that. The soccer mom, the suburban housewife has to get one of these. All right, great. That makes us more money. Now we can keep doing the sports car thing. Same thing with Lamborghini.
These aren't any of those things, though.
The same thing with Lamborghini.
$500,000?
No, I'm saying the form factor. I do think the price kind of fails this
Totally.
analogy. But
And
the Lamborghini is the same thing. Like the Urus came out, and it is $250,000, but it is the one with 4 or 5 seats or whatever, and you could sell that and still develop the more hardcore, less practical Lamborghinis. This could fit that analogy if it was also cheaper, and was more attainable. I kind of wonder, how many do they expect to actually sell? The Purosangue doesn't sell that well. This is more expensive than that.
Yeah.
So if this was cheaper, I could see it fitting into that analogy of hey, it's a practical one. You might see this in your neighborhood.
Is there
or something.
anything crazy about the technology?
A lot of the Ferrari engineering is in the under the hood design. Every single wheel has independent steering, independent suspension adjustment, and independent torque vectoring and power. So there's 3 motors per wheel, which is crazy. It's 1,000 horsepower. It does this crazy active suspension. It does a whole lot of. You're driving and it's actively keeping it flat, the torque vectoring, a lot of stuff.
You got to drive it.
Yeah,
Nice.
and you'll see a lot of.
I love how you just
I'll talk
decided
about it in the
to
video. I can't evaluate it. I'm trying to describe it. Trying to be, go through with the
Blank
embargo.
3 times.
But yes, it does drive, like a Ferrari. It's supposed to.
Okay.
So yeah,
There's a thing too with high-end watches. It's very similar. Where a watch will come out that's $300,000, and it's okay, who the hell is gonna buy that? But as a watch person that doesn't play in that tax bracket, it is good to know that these things still exist. As a person who's enthusiastic about the mechanics and the stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I'm getting with this. There's a lot in the car that I'm just glad that it exists in an electric car, and I want to see it trickle down to something else.
I wonder, for my analogy with watches, and I just kind of use Rolex as my example because I don't know anything about watches, but if Rolex made an Apple Watch competitor,
A smartwatch, yeah.
how would that land
But it
with
also
Rolex people?
Was square.
Right?
That's such a great example.
If they made just a watch with a battery and a screen, and they had some cool technology in it that maybe was different that you don't see in an Apple Watch, but it was also $200,000. It doesn't look match.
And it looks.
And it would look like a fish compared to every other Rolex.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the ugliest smartwatch of all time. It's ugly for a Rolex.
Right.
That
It looked
feels
like a CMF watch.
Exactly. That's what this Ferrari Luce feels like in the world of Ferraris. But if you take that badge off, and
No, I fully agree with you.
there's another conspiracy, but maybe not even conspiracy, is
Debadge it.
think about Apple for a second. Think about Apple for a second.
Oh,
decade to make.
Yeah.
To like do all the engineering and the behind the scenes and the design and everything from the ground up for this VR headset, $3,500, a decade of secretive work, right?
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows, open secret at this point, that Apple was developing a car for a long time and then eventually canned it. And then Love From comes along and partners with Ferrari sometime around 2020, and makes this car from the ground up in 6 or 7 years. I don't know if that's a normal timeline for developing a super expensive and like complex electric car, but it would seem to me that at least some of the DNA from a previous car project from Johnny Ive and team probably had to be a lot of the foundation for this car.
I can see that.
And so if you take that Ferrari badge off and put an Apple logo on the front, it doesn't seem that
bottom.
crazy, right?
Still looks like a fish,
It still looks like a fish. It still looks like a BYD 8 Ferrari with those lights on the back.
Yeah.
But it does feel a little, because now there's no heritage, there's no Ferrari expectations. It's just like, oh, Apple made a car. What does it look like? Oh, it's kind of weird. Looks kind of like a Magic Mouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of weird, I guess. But whatever. That's probably a little bit more in line with the reaction that we would have seen.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little Project Titan in this car.
I will say that former Ferrari chairman Montezemolo said, "I cannot say what I really think. I would harm Ferrari. We risk the destruction of a legend. So sorry. Take the prancing horse off. At least the Chinese won't copy this car." I feel like he said what he thought.
It was like the harshest,
There was just a couple slurs in there or something in terms of what he
some
couldn't
hand
say.
gestures.
Not very many people are happy, and people are making very funny memes because in the introduction video they had of it, they had like these people who were really well dressed were sort of walking around looking at it.
So we do have bikers up here. Got about a mile of road. Gonna pass them, or just gonna pass them. We'll pass them. FSD didn't pass the bikers the way I wanted. I didn't like the way you passed them. If there's more bikers up here, we'll try again, but it's a little close for the unpredictability of them. Oh, fuck.
And people are taking
Ferrari stuff.
Yeah, people were taking screenshots of them being like kind of looking terrified, just being like, "What is this?"
I want the unfiltered thoughts of Charles Leclerc
Yes.
and Lewis Hamilton.
Dude, okay, I can finally say this now. When I went to shoot the F1 stuff in Miami the week after I was in Italy, I was just hanging around a lot of Ferrari people, and all of them who'd found out that I'd driven the Luce were like, "So, what do you think?" Like, sort of nervously, like, they all know
Oh.
that it's a little bit crazy, and they're trying to like, "So what do you think?" And I remember I kind of said a lot of the same stuff to them. I was like, "Yeah, the interior is nice, but it looks really different." And they're like, "Yeah, it does look very different." Like, they would all agree. So they all know, like, internally, they all
I
know.
can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, I'm just so curious about like the structure of like how do they decide to work with Love From and have what feels like zero input on the entire car design.
Minus the like rear taillights.
The taillights feel like something that Love From took and put there so that it's a Ferrari technically, but like
Otherwise, it's an Apple.
there is no other reference to any other Ferrari DNA other than the badge anywhere on this car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You could have made this look like a MacBook Air, and it would more look like a Ferrari than this. Yeah. Because the MacBook Air at least has the wedge shape
Yeah.
of the traditional Ferraris.
There are some really interesting quirks on the external design. The windshield wipers are on the outside of the windshield because there's no cowl to like protect them, and there's like this smooth glass canopy down to the front nose of the car, so kind of like a Cybertruck, but like one on each side. Kind of insane, but
Kind of cool.
odd. The headlights are also all smooth, so like that glass continues down to the front and over the headlights, so they don't protrude at all. They're just like smooth with the body of the car.
When
which
you
is
crack
interesting.
it, it's going to cost
Yeah, that sounds-
$200,000.
Well, it's not one piece. It's just like smooth headlight glass and then continues smooth the rest.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting. The wheels, so they have this turbine-looking wheel that I shot in my video and that you see everywhere else. I think it looks horrible, but
Yeah.
it is what you see on a lot of other electric cars is like dinner plate sized wheels.
So bad.
Because that's more aero efficient. This is the aero thing again. Like they look bad, but how many times have I talked
Why
about
do
it?
they need
Terrible.
to be aerodynamic?
Because just
It is.
different. Just different. They don't have to. I don't think they have to. It's a
shouldn't
Ferrari.
do it.
I don't give two hoots about like what type of range. I'm not going to drive it every day, but
If I didn't care about being air efficient, I would just want an 80s hatchback to be my EV. That's all I want.
yeah. So they have.
Marcus, I have a
I still
question
want
for
that.
you.
I
Yes.
still want that.
Are we gonna get one so you can drive around?
One.
Are we going to like? They
At
were.
any point
of
in
the two
future,
that
Our
exist.
review
of
unit.
the two that exists.
Not
Okay.
after this episode.
I would say that Ferrari probably doesn't love what anyone is saying about this car, but I just don't. I
Why-
feel like they're going to keep it.
Why did they choose the colors they chose?
I don't look. If you look
Right,
on their
they do.
configurator,
Light blue and yellow.
if you look on their configurator, change the paint colors. It can kind of look a little less ridiculous. I think that baby blue is pretty terrible.
It's horrible.
The blue, actually, the wheels are the most offensive part of the car to me. But if you get to that 5-spoke wheel design and like a darker color, it looks a little less offensive.
A matte black? What? No way.
And this isn't black. This is blue. You're looking at my screen. This is blue.
Wow, this
Dark
website
blue.
for the configurator is really broken and bad.
Yeah, the configurator is also.
I can't believe they even let you configure this on the internet. I feel like you'd have to go somewhere and do it. Oh
Now
my
they want
god.
to buy it.
These all look like something from like a 2008 PlayStation 2 video game.
Yeah, but this is how car configurators
Oh
look.
my god, it looks so bad.
I think it's a pretty cool car.
There it is.
Alright,
I do. I think it's cool in the front, and I think it's cool in the back, and I think it's cool in the inside, and I don't mind the wheels.
The interior is.
The side
I don't
is
even
so
think.
dope.
I feel like we haven't even talked about the interior.
The
because
interior is
not much.
nice.
But the interior is actually, and I want to make sure I'm not saying this wrong, it is the best interior of any electric car I've ever driven.
Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah.
There was a point in Cleo's video, which was really good, where she, and I noticed it on your video too, even though you didn't mention it, I don't think, but the bar on the tablet on the inside,
Yep.
it's not just like a handle to wiggle the screen around or whatever. You'd like naturally place your hand there almost like a palm rest when you're interacting with the screen.
Yeah.
And I had never thought about that in any of these.
This is shaky. Fuck you, right? That change out of here. You make me sound like a piece of shit car by fucking rattling. Even PTSD from some of the cars that I've ridden in.
Brains in any car.
It
Like, that
is.
little touch is
It
so
is in a
nice.
couple cars that I've driven. It is perfect on this screen because it moves. But in my car, in the 911, it's the same thing. Like every time I touch the screen, I always rest my hand in the same exact spot and then touch the screen, so I don't have to like
It's
think
so
too hard.
good. That's so
And this is probably because it moves. They decided to put the handle on it. Very clever.
My issue with that screen that can rotate, it's like a ball head, right? Like it can go
Yeah, it's fully
up,
manual.
down. Yeah. It will never be level the first time you move. You move it once and it will never be level
Yeah.
again for the rest of its
You
life.
gotta just pull it towards yourself and just.
I think I would have to carry a level in the car with me.
It's never
and
gonna
just,
be
like
level.
fix it again. It would drive me insane. The key,
So cool.
it's so cool.
So cool.
It's so unnecessary and
Dude, the
so
key-
cool. That's
okay.
the cool, fun little things that
Yeah.
I'm here for.
For anyone who hasn't seen the key is this little rectangle, this magnetic light up rectangle with the Ferrari prancing horse on it.
Giant Ferrari.
It's
logo.
yellow. It's glowing yellow, and then you put it in this designated spot in the center console. It magnetizes to align with that center spot, and then you slowly push it into the center console until it's flush.
You have to do this every time.
I mean, this is like getting in. They decided, like, instead of getting in a car, turning the key, and then the engine comes to life, you need like a come to life moment for this car.
Getting into the car.
So you push it into the center console. That yellow light then transfers to the drive select.
Oh,
It's
so
really
sick.
cool.
And then you move that to drive, and then you're going. That
It's like Indiana Jones, like
pretty nice.
finding an artifact and putting it in a wall.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I mean. I can't wait for
That's-
these little touches to trickle down into all of our cars.
true.
Yeah, Subaru
True.
would break the shit out of it.
I want to see that in the next RAV4, baby. Yeah. So there's some great interior
It's hot.
details with this car, and
I love that key because the logo is so big that you're out with your friends and the key's on the table and they're like, damn, you have a Ferrari?
Oh, that's
like,
every
come
Ferrari
check
key.
it out, and then they see it and they're like, just never mind, I'm good.
dude, all the Ferrari keys are those same rectangle, just like
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're just huge with the
Yeah,
logo on it.
and they always have like a little rectangle in the center console to put the key in, but this one's like, the magnet
Okay.
and the light and all that.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. We're gonna see one on the street someday, and we're all gonna go, oh boy.
I was
There
thinking
we
that
go.
the first time I see this on the street, I'm 100% stopping. Like, it is one of those.
Do you think you're going to see it on the street? I don't think I'm ever going to see this on the street.
You'll see it at Meatpacking.
Not as
one
much
day.
as, you'll see like
Being
once in a
Meatpacking,
while.
you're right.
Like you'll see a random Lamborghini sometimes.
That's a neighborhood in New York. I feel like if
Yeah.
you don't know Manhattan and you just hear us say like, no, we'll see it at Meatpacking. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
at all.
there's meatpacking districts in other cities too.
Name one.
Copenhagen. It's meatpacking.
Got him.
Okay.
All right, last question for you guys. Last
Now
question
that
on
we're
this design,
proceeding, we
and
must
try to think
be-
like far out future.
Okay.
But how do we think this will age? Because a lot of cars have an initial
Yeah.
reception that's
41?
one thing.
I'll fill that tire up because there's no way.
6 months later, a year later, 5 years later, it's something different.
I don't know about 6 months, but I think in 20 years, it'll be nice. I think part of the reason why people don't like this car now, currently, is because it looks very much like all of the other EVs that are coming out now. Blobs. And I think for Ferrari, it's the designs of the 80s and the 90s. Like, it is these...
Pininfarina.
Yeah, like, it is a beautiful, angular beast.
Aggressive,
Aggressive,
arrow.
and this is not that.
Right.
So I think right now we're looking back on everything with such like to your point, Marquez, like about the reminiscing on the past is like destroying everything.
Yeah.
I think in 30 years when we're reminiscing about this era of cars and designs and stuff like that, then maybe I'll look back on this fondly. But right now it looks like a whale.
I disagree, and do you want to know why?
Why?
Do you remember the glossy computer monitors with giant bezels from the 2010s?
Yes.
The Apple Cinema displays.
Those did not age well,
Correct.
and this car reminds me of those monitors.
Really?
Disagree. Yeah, I think those aged to like fine wine.
Are you
Are you serious?
Are you
They
serious?
might look nice in a room. They might not like be like an optimal
Look
computer.
nice in a room.
They look nice in a room.
This looks nice.
If you
in
put a
room.
monitor display in that thing, absolutely.
This
That's
looks
sick.
nice in a room.
I will say something
No,
that...
wait, whoa. That's not an Apple Cinema display.
No, I didn't say Apple Cinema display.
Oh, Cinema display.
I just said the glossy black computer monitor.
No. That's
from
the Apple
2010s.
Cinema display has aged like fine wine.
Yeah, it doesn't remind me of an Apple Cinema display.
So you know what's funny that age is like fine wine? What a lot of people say is about Bugatti. They've made cars for a long time, and something they specifically do is avoid putting large displays in the cars.
Yeah,
And philosophically, it's because that's not going to look new anymore in 5 years or 10 years or 50 years when people still have these cars.
Like putting an iPad in your house.
Yeah.
Build it into the wall.
Yeah.
And so now, once you see that, you can't unsee the difference between a lot of these cars keeping it very analog or just going, you know what, here's a 75-inch screen. Like, this is just an Escalade screen in your car.
Yeah.
This Luce is curiously kind of right in the middle. Like, it blends the displays. It's really hard to get on video, but it blends the displays and the physical materials
that was really
well.
impressive.
And I wonder how that's going to
The
age.
interior looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think that'll age fine.
Did you see the tweet that just said everyone thought the Cybertruck looked ugly when it was released, and all the replies are like, everyone still thinks the exact same thing.
Well, you know what's
which
funny?
Feels like what you're asking.
When the Cybertruck is interesting because when the Cybertruck first came out, there was a brief like pop star moment where people were like, the first reaction wasn't ew a Cybertruck. The first reaction was like, holy cow, what is that spaceship thing?
Yeah.
And then it was ugly.
Yeah.
And so this it could be the opposite.
But this is a little weirder because I think it does look a little too much like a Leaf or a Prius in a sense.
Yeah, it looks
so like,
For sure.
and it being a Ferrari is.
Yeah.
It was cool when the Prius looked like a Lamborghini. It's not cool when the Ferrari looks like a Prius.
That's exactly
Yes.
That's a perfect explanation of why this will probably age poorly.
That was perfect.
Can I compare it to one more vehicle that has quote unquote existed in the past? Are you guys familiar with the 2013 Matt Damon film Elysium?
Of course.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There's the villain in that movie. A big part of that movie is going back and forth between Earth and then like this sort of floating paradise up in space. And the villain's spaceship is an officially branded Bugatti spaceship. And other than having the Bugatti logo, it has almost nothing to do with Bugatti. And I feel like this is an apt metaphor.
That's interesting. You know what that reminds me of? That spaceship from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Very bubbly.
Okay, question for you.
Yeah.
Did everyone want this to look like the Hyundai Envision 74?
I have a take about that. And this comes to, remember we put in the Slack?
Yeah.
You were like,
We were
if
in
they
an
just,
argument.
well, you put basically if they had just taken this old design,
Yeah.
but just made it electric.
1980s hatchbacks or 1980s like square cars.
And what'd you say? I would buy it? Everyone would buy it?
I would buy it. I said,
I
all
think-
I want is this.
I think my take on just make the old design electric is the same as the small phones. Everyone online
I don't know, man.
agrees that they all like it. Universally positive. The 13 mini, the 12 mini, the Zen phone, all these phones.
Why are you looking at Alice when you say
Everyone who reviews them loves them.
Hatchbacks are still functional though.
Everybody, well, I'm just saying, like, the small phones got universally positive praise online from
Yeah.
reviews, from users, from everything.
Yeah.
Yet still, they all went extinct because not enough people actually bought them.
Okay, but in the United States is the only place where we don't still make hatchbacks and like those kind of cars because those are very popular in Europe.
Ellis has brought in his iPhone 12 mini.
He
so
ran
I
out the
built
room
it.
to go grab it.
Damn, what a small-
Universally beloved, right? But it doesn't exist anymore. It had 2 generations, and then not enough people bought it, and Apple moved on to literally the opposite, the Plus.
But like hatchbacks, since those kind of cars are still very popular in Europe,
Uh-huh.
you know, and so they just need to electrify those. They just haven't electrified them yet
Well, I guess my take is not enough people would buy it.
in America.
You think if they made a small hatchback?
Yeah, I think like those are like the
I-
smaller hatchbacks, which now if we're going back to a cheaper car, then we do care about range.
Because the Taycan Cross Turismo exists. It's just not the old
So if
design.
like a 1980s Mercedes, which I know they can't make because of like safety regulations and stuff like that.
The
I
same
think you're
design.
talking more station wagon.
Station wagon.
Saloon.
Sorry, not
yeah.
hatchback. Station wagon.
Yeah.
Old station wagon,
Yes.
but electric.
Yes. 100%.
This does exist in Europe.
That's what.
Yeah.
There's the Audi Avant, I forget the AE6 maybe, and then there's the Volkswagen, the Touring ID, and then there's a number.
But they still don't
7.
look. They still don't look like the old.
They're new designs.
1980s. Yeah, they still are more rounded and stuff. I just want the 1980s style.
But it's such a common, what you're saying is a very common thread. Like when the new Volkswagen bus came out and it was like a revamped new design, everyone was like, but just make the old bus electric. But they didn't do it.
Right.
And I think it's because they know that everyone saying that just says that, but then isn't going to buy
That
it.
argument
Yeah.
just falls flat because no one bought the new version either.
In Europe,
But they wouldn't have bought the
Europe,
old
I
version.
saw a billion of them when I was in Europe last week. But also, the original bus had like 1 centimeter of metal between you and death. So I don't know if that's
Yeah,
if they could really do the same.
But
thing.
like sentimentally, everyone loves the old designs. They all
Yeah.
have a fond place in our hearts. So everyone's like, bring that back, make it electric, and I'd buy an electric car.
But do you,
and then
I don't
it's just
know. I feel
they
like-
just say that, and then they don't. They wouldn't.
if it was like, okay, if it wasn't like $1 billion, you know, if it was starting around the same price as like other cars that start around, 40 or something, I feel like it would be popular. But I might be wrong.
Maybe. I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know because it'll
no one's
never
making
happen.
them. No one's making them.
Can we just? What if I ask? I don't know. I'll ask Gemini to simulate a world where this is happening. Okay. Speaking of EVs, you saw a Cybercab in Texas,
I did.
but
There's no steering
it
wheel.
had the steering wheel.
Depends on how we define cybercab, because I saw, if anyone's been in Austin, Texas in the last couple of weeks, you've probably seen this too. You'll see a random cybercab driving around, and then you'll pull up next to it, and there's just a person driving it. And I don't know, I haven't looked into it, I don't follow this as closely. I'm sure people will tell us in the comments, like they're either testing it or like trying to validate something
It's an
about it.
Optimus robot, it's not a person.
That explains why he waved back like that. No, it was just like it looked pretty close. It had no side view mirrors. It had it was the same type of car with the weird wheel covers. But it was driven by a human, and I assume that happens with basically every EV before it has to get validated, certified, etc., and then it's good to go. I don't think that says anything about when this car is actually going to come out. Because
I really don't.
there are many things about that car that don't appear to be ready to go. It did look pretty bad. We were behind it briefly, and you could see the wheel cover just flopping around next to the car. It was not pretty. But yeah, maybe soon, someday.
Maybe, yeah.
I think my hair is safe if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I'm not asking that. 2 days ago, Tesla's chief designer said that the second generation Roadster will be built in Texas, and said that alpha prototypes are currently in testing, and I'm like, it's been
You've said a lot of things about the
it's
Roadster.
been no, well, it's been 9 years since they announced it.
2017.
Oh yeah, 9 years.
So why are you in the alpha stage when you took pre-order?
Because they haven't done anything. If you actually, you know, it's funny. If you listen to everything they've said about the Roadster for the past decade or so, it kind of implies that they haven't done anything since then. And there was an old, because I remember when I was still a believer in the Roadster, there was an old Franz Van Holhausen interview, I think on the Ride to Lightning podcast, where he went on, it was probably 5-6 years after it was announced, and he was like, everything about the Roadster is going to be better than what he showed you on stage. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like everything about all the metrics, everything will be better.
rockets.
And I thought about that, and I was like, okay, you announced a 200 kilowatt hour battery, a 600 mile range, a 1.9 second 0 to 60, and an 8.5 second quarter mile. And somehow all of that is going to be better when it comes out? How? What? I don't know if I believe any of this anymore.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, here we are, it's 2026, and we have new bait. This is like bait for people like me. They're just like, here's a new thing to talk about the Roadster. And it's in alpha prototype testing, and they're going to build it in Texas. Sure.
It also just doesn't make sense why they would build the Roadster now that they
That's
stopped
actually-
making the Model S.
That's actually the most important thing. They
Yeah.
literally discontinued the 2 lowest volume cars because they want to focus on the higher volume stuff.
And this car will be
And
even
we're supposed to
lower
believe,
volume.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That makes no sense. I just don't. Yeah, it's. I don't think
It's
ever-
because
I'm rooting for
SpaceX
it.
AI needs more money in their bottom line.
SpaceX, Twitter AI.
SpaceX, Twitter, AI.
I mean, the Roadster has essentially
Twitter
become
AI.
like a stock boost button.
Yeah.
When you need a
just don't
boost,
have
you
a
just
boost anymore.
talk about the Roadster. Just promise the Roadster again. Just hit the button, and then it'll be another year before anything happens, and then they'll promise it again, and that's the Roadster.
This time, say it flies.
Yeah.
I mean, they did say it flies.
They said it
They
many times.
literally said that
So-
many years ago.
As much as I'm rooting for it and I'm very excited for it, I have decided to stop thinking about it.
Yeah, you should just put it out of your head.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that we'll stop thinking about directly after the podcast, the answers to these trivia questions.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna think about these for a long time.
These trivia questions?
Yeah.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want the Fitbit question or the Ferrari question?
Fitbit.
Ferrari.
I outvoted Marquez. Sorry.
Can I at least hear it later?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll pull you aside and I'll tell you it later.
Great.
All right, so here is the Fitbit question. The first wrist-based Fitbit was called what?
See, like, I like this because I have cheap tires on, and yet road noise is very minimal. I like that, you know. I like that. Shit. Did I lose the podcast? Like this is relaxing. You know, smooth road, not bump, not jittery, smooth road, relaxing. I like this. It's like typically I can ship it back for like fucking $5 or less, but no free shipping anymore. So I'm gonna salvage the fucking plate off and then put the new plate that I have in the box and return it because it pisses me off. They're selling me products like this I'm paying for and it's just wrong. So same company, by the way, so it's not like I'm screwing another company. It's the same dude. He's building them himself. It's not like, you know, it's one dude building them. I know the guy, he's building them, but it just upsets me that, like, you know, just stupid. Alright, now I can put that back in his time.
Ferrari question.
I think we just got voted. Let's go. The first one. Wow.
First Fitbit.
History.
The first wrist-based Fitbit.
Wrist-based Fitbit
Wrist-based
kind of
Fitbit.
implies that there was an earlier Fitbit that was like underwear-based.
No, like the pedometer one that David always brings up.
The one you put in your shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I worked at Intel, everyone used that one. They were
Oh.
doing step goal challenges.
It had a name, huh?
Not doing any work. Nobody at Intel did any work. I swear to God,
Do they do work now?
probably not.
Dang.
They're funded
They're
by the
10% owned by the government, so.
They're too busy swimming in that China Lake or whatever.
China Lake.
Isn't that the name of their flagship? Oh, it's Silver Lake. Okay. Is it really not?
Oh, you mean like, yeah, okay. Meteor Lake, that kind of stuff. I don't think they had China Lake.
KB Lake?
Is a place near where you grew up. That's where I got it mixed up.
It is?
Lakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll think about
Thank
this.
you so much, Marcus.
We'll get to the answers at the end. We'll be right back.
I wrote a little song to remind you. Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
My good road.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Hi, I'm Maria Sharapova, host of the Pretty Tough podcast. Each episode, I sit down with high-achieving women to discuss the pursuit of excellence without apology. This week on the show, clinical psychologist and founder Dr. Becky Kennedy and I unpack what it really means to raise kids today.
I think parenting is the most important job in the world and the one that has the most impact on your world and the world. It is non-stop.
Check out Pretty Tough, new episodes on Wednesdays. You can watch it on YouTube or listen in your favorite podcast app.
Welcome back. I just read this article yesterday that was really funny about Motorola phones hijacking Amazon affiliate links. Have you seen this?
I had not seen this
Have
headline.
you seen this?
I saw the headline. I did
Okay.
not read into it.
It seems like it was found on the Motorola subreddit, and then Ben Shun did a article on it on 9to5 Google. But essentially, in a recent app update, people have noticed that if you go to Amazon, the app inside your drawer, that it really quickly is flashing a web browser and then loading into the app. And apparently, it is running an affiliate link before it's opening the actual app. So
It's honey.
every single it is honey, but just on Motorola phones.
I feel like that honey investigation came out and all the companies were like, oh,
That's a great idea.
we could have made a lot of money doing that.
So the Amazon app that's preloaded on Motorola phones is like bugged to always use some corporate
Motorola
affiliate code.
Yeah, it's really bizarre because it looks so hacky. First of all, if it is on your homepage, it does not do it for some reason, which, I mean, I don't know a lot of people with the Amazon on their homepage, but anyways, if you go through the app drawer, they were testing it, and yeah, you would click it, and for people like us, I think we would notice it, because really quickly you'd see like the browser UI, like white flash screen, and then the Amazon app would come up. So you're inside the Amazon app, the full-blown app, but you know, like whenever you maybe click on a YouTube link right before it goes to the YouTube app, it like flashes like it's loading in browser. It kind of looks like that, except you're pulling it from your app drawer instead. So it's really strange. I don't think a lot of people would notice it. And it wasn't happening previously in fact, at 9 to 5 Google, they tested it on older apps, on older software updates. It's still not doing that. But then a more recent one, it has started doing it.
Yeah,
and
looking at the video.
the funniest, if you watch the video and the link on there, it shows it. But the funny thing is we've seen a lot of really budget phones do some kind of shady ads or whatever to like make up for the fact that they're so cheap. 9 to 5 Google tested this on the $1,900 Razr Fold, and it's still doing it. So this is just a full-blown Motorola issue. And the way it just seems so sketchy. It apparently brings you to some website that's based off of some like fashion influencer, except that website itself doesn't actually, when you go to that fashion influencer, she doesn't link it anywhere. So it looks like this almost like fake like URL developed to create this redirect that's doing it. So it seems super hacky, almost like somebody at Motorola like pushed this somehow.
Well, think about this.
Hopes no one would notice.
Every single blog on the planet eventually moved towards affiliate being like their primary source of revenue, right? So if you can run multiple companies just off of affiliate revenue, just off of like reviews and stuff, of course these companies are going to be like, wait, we could just make an entire company's worth of revenue if we just do this.
Imagine getting the affiliate link for every single time someone purchases something on Amazon on your
every
phone.
single time.
I want to know what that number is based on this.
Gotta be so high.
This is so weird.
Sorry, Amazon should be suing Motorola.
Something like that.
Because they're not actually being an affiliate. They're not actually pushing people towards the purchase.
Is that going to be their argument? Is like, well, we preloaded the Amazon app, so you're welcome. So now here's us taking out
Amazon definitely paid a fee for that already.
Yeah, that's what I usually think.
This also doesn't feel like something Motorola like would want to do. It's like not that obvious, but it's also so obvious that something is going on here.
Yeah,
that
it seems like something they'd want to do.
On the scale of a company like Motorola, I don't know how much this is worth it. It sounds to me like this is like a weird.
I feel like.
Okay, have we confirmed they're making money off of this, or is it like
no one's confirmed because they don't know. It's confirmed that it's like an Amazon affiliate.
Some random intern just like injected.
That's what I think. Yeah.
That would be insane.
That'd be crazy.
Well, not that if this is patched by the time the episode comes out, because of how obvious and like stupid it is. Yeah. But I am dying to know what the number is that link is connected to, because that's so many.
Because that to me makes, well, it doesn't make sense, but the business logic from Motorola side, I would want to know how many times people are clicking that Amazon app so that I know how much to charge Amazon. So I don't know if it's like a tracker thing or if it's like they're actually injecting an affiliate code to make money.
It's also, I don't know. It's a number though in that probably would be too small for Motorola to risk the giant blowback of this, but it's a big enough number to where like maybe you'd be okay getting fired.
Yeah, they sell a lot of phones. Motorola sells a lot of phones. So if you make, anytime anyone makes a purchase on Amazon, you make money from that. That's a very quick.
It's true. They sell a lot of phones outside the US,
especially in like South America. Yeah, it's crazy. Interesting.
This is.
I hope we find out. I hope we find out it's just a tracker to like keep track of how many clicks, and it's not actually literally hijacking affiliate links. But
if you look at like the URL it goes to and stuff, it just all is so weird. I almost feel like it has to be some sort of rogue Motorola employee or something doing something.
I just hope it goes away immediately, just like this next thing we're about to talk about.
Hey.
I'll let you
shut your mouth.
David.
Okay. Have you guys ever lived in 1980? Actually, 1970.
No, I have not.
I might be the closest.
Neither have I. But something happened in 1970 that was pretty cool, and it was called the disco. So Spotify recently updated their app icon. It is a temporary app icon update to basically celebrate one of their anniversaries. They updated the icon to be a disco ball because Spotify is already a circle, so they updated it to be a disco ball, which is cool. Mm-hmm. I think it was cute and fun and pretty, and the internet got very angry about it, which is ridiculous because do you guys hate fun? Do you guys just hate? I don't understand.
Don't change my icon on my phone.
Yeah, give me
change the icons on my phone.
Give me the option.
Oh, come on.
But
come on.
It's a very big change.
It is a disco ball.
I'm waiting for it to change back. I'm kind of tired of it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Disco balls are like one of
I
the
never
most.
got it.
They're one of the most universally
I don't know if
loved.
it's on Android, is it?
Disco balls?
Yeah, disco balls.
But disco ball icons?
I don't know. I mean, it's a disco ball. Well, anyway,
I'm
Spotify changed the logo to be disco ball. The primary reason that people were mad was because it was too dark of an icon, I guess. And a lot of people were making the critique that if you just brightened it or made it more vibrant, it would look a lot better.
You know, like a disco ball?
Well, disco balls are not. Yeah, I guess they're kind of bright by default. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is, there was a Twitter user, Race Johnson, who made a tweet entitled it Discomorphism. And in the tweet, he took 4 different app icons and he turned them into disco-themed icons. So he did YouTube, Claude, Notion, and this one app that I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys know what that is.
Probably AI or something.
And he made. I don't think this is AI. I think he actually did this legit, for real, on God. And it looks pretty good. It looks very fun. And he did that. And then Samir Samat, the president of the Android ecosystem, quote tweeted it and said, "Should we make this an icon pack?" I responded to Samir and said, "Please, Samir, do it for me." He said, "We will weigh this heavily," to me. And then 4 days later, he tweeted, "Your wishes are command. Disco icons are now available on Pixel as of today. Are you sure you still want this, David and Race Johnson?"
God.
I'm glad he asked for clarification because he's like, "This is a terrible idea. Are you sure you still want this?"
Here's a screenshot. Do you feel bad?
And
Do you really want this?
I still want this. So now, if you have a Pixel phone, I don't know if it's technically an icon pack or if it's like a theme. Someone was saying that it's like not the same as like a traditional icon pack, but all the Google icons and like various different app icons now have disco themed icons, which looks very cool, very fun. I will say a lot of these are a little rough around the edges and kind of seem AI generated.
They're definitely AI generated.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Android is you're allowed to ruin your phone.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You can just ruin your home screen however you want.
And we've had that conversation before, like when Apple introduced, like in iOS 18, when they made it so it was like insanely ugly because everything was like the same color and gross and weird. Like you have the option to ruin your phone, but this definitely feels AI generated because if you look at the individual disco tiles, some of them sort of like morph into each other and kind of like it's like kind of sloppy.
Gemini.
Regardless, we got discomorphism. So this has now been coined. It's a Race Johnson coinage. And I was just happy to be part of it, even though I did nothing.
Do you want this on your legacy, though?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think this would be a great part of my legacy. I didn't really do anything, to be clear. It's all Race Johnson. I was just...
Seems like you're part of this.
I mean, I'm part of it. Sure. And Samir did it for me in particular.
This could be the Luce of your design portfolio.
That's fine with me. I would rather be known as the guy who made the disco icons happen on Android versus the guy that designed the Luce.
No, David!
Yes, Alice, yes. Absolutely. Am I wrong?
Fine, actually.
Do you disagree?
No, that's a good take, actually.
Thank you.
I just don't think these icons look good.
Yeah.
You don't think they look good, do you?
How do I do? I was trying to put them on.
No.
Just making
They're
sure.
fun.
I don't think they look good, but I still...
But you should be allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on Android.
That's cool. Yeah.
You should... You know, we live in America, okay?
Yeah.
All right. That's that. We got the discomorphism. Next week is going to be a big week because it's the last week before Dub Dub. So we'll probably have some predictions, stuff like that. We're going to be a big Apple week next week. But until then, we got a bunch of trivia questions, not about Dub Dub. So roll that trivia sound, my friends.
I'm going to need a marker.
Wait, Adam. What happened? What was the results of last week's poll?
You don't want to know.
I don't know how to quantify all of this.
I have an idea.
You weren't
Ask
reading the
Gemini,
comments.
based on the comments, what it thinks we should do.
You think I didn't try that?
Okay, what it
The
is?
studio assistant should have like a...
Say.
Studio assistant? Okay, wait, let me try it right now live. Hold on.
All right, try
Yeah,
that.
just be like, based on the comments of this video, how should we adjust the scoreboard?
So, for those who were not listening last week or didn't finish the full episode or have not heard last week's episode, there were 2 questions last week. One of them had to do with Sony Xperia phones. I put Sony, Andrew put Xperia. There was a debate.
I did not bring this argument back up.
There was a debate
That's fine.
whether or not I should get the point, or if Andrew should get the point, or if we should both get the point. And then Marquez misheard. Well, he didn't mishear. Adam said the word wrong,
and then I fully got
but it
that
didn't
right.
seem that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got it wrong, and so people. Yeah.
I answered his question right.
Well, yeah. So that was
That's fair.
which one of these is not an app, and then
Right.
he said it incorrectly. Therefore, the thing he said out loud was not an app.
Correctly identified.
Adam basically told the audience.
Sorry, Google Gemini was like, you need to fix the chapters.
No way. No. Guys, we do this every week. We add chapters every week. Can you tell Gemini to tell YouTube to fix the chapters?
Dude, I've told YouTube to fix chapters.
Gemini is just trained on the most common things that people say, so I guess that makes sense.
That was really funny.
All right. Well, while Adam determines this, I'm gonna
Do the trivia for this
Is that
week.
a good idea, Adam? Do I have your blessing?
Oh, look at that.
Blessing receipt.
How much you want to bet we're going to go around this curve like we always do? And it's going to try to pull over the side of the road. Do you think it'll pull over to the side of the road? Or do you think it's going to pull over but not quite pull over? Like pull over and then kind of change its mind. Ready? Here we go. Oh! You didn't do it this time. Interesting.
Blessed.
Question number 1, y'all.
Like the Pope with the Ferrari.
Question number 1. In the early 2010s, so early it was literally 2010, Motorola released a phone that had an
I know you
IP67
wanna
rating.
rush, buddy,
All over
but-
the internet, people were leaving this phone in glasses of water.
It's only 35 through here, so as soon as we pick up speed, I'll go, but you can either illegally drive around me or we'll wait till we get going here. Tesla, you are wrong, though. It's not 30. As soon as I see that sign that says 50, we're going out of here. Yep, you can pass me. Are we gonna hit 50? I am waiting. Alrighty.
Glasses of water and going, wow, still works.
Wow, really?
What phone is it? Sorry. What phone is it?
It didn't reverb near as much as I thought it would.
What phone is it?
There you go.
This is so wrong.
Yeah, Matt.
have a guess.
I'm just. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're missing a 50 miles an
Yeah,
hour
me
thing
too.
here. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. Because I swear this used to be 50.
You just wrote Moto?
Well, I didn't make it that far.
We both. I wrote Motorola Atrix.
I wrote Motorola Atrix.
I just
Mine
wrote
helped.
Moto. It would be really funny if that was
Moto?
right, though.
The Atrix is the one
Wait,
that
no,
like.
I just said the company. I actually didn't think about that.
Sony only makes one line of phones right now. The Xperia. Motorola makes multiple phones. There's no G-Moji stylus.
The Razor.
The Razor.
Guys, the correct answer was the Motorola Defy.
Never heard of that.
D-E-F-Y.
Actually, I have heard of
Defy.
Okay. So
Okay.
Shit, no Starlink. Fuck. If I had my Starlink plugged in, we'd be able to be on the phone. But I didn't plug it in before I left, so. Damn it.
Okay.
Gemini has an answer.
Okay.
It's a good answer too.
Okay.
And it is an answer. But first, I want to point out that
It's
last
not
week
30.
my question was, which of the following is not a real Google project? I intended the answer to be angle, I was trying to be cute, play off of
Forgot about
Angular,
this.
which is a real thing. Multiple people in the comments also pointed out that Angle is a real project.
Of course it is.
Whoa.
So Marcus really is actually the only one correct.
Yeah.
It's also a real project, an open source project. But either way,
Kidding me?
Gemini said, based on the audience feedback for Google I.O., all Gemini, the consensus is clear. Andrew deserves the point for the first trivia question. Marquez deserves a point for the second. So sorry, Dave.
AI slop.
AI slop.
AI slop. Hallucinations.
And +1.
At this point, I have to agree with Marquez getting the point because of the fact that we probably shouldn't have gotten the point for it.
My favorite comment was, I think David should get the point just because.
I saw one that
That's
said
fair.
Andrew should get 2 and David should get 1.
Or
And
just for
Marquez
the
was
hell
like,
of it.
no.
Just for the hell of it.
Just for the chaos. All right, next question.
Whatever.
The first wrist-based Fitbit was called what?
I had something in my head.
Did you go?
Atrix.
Put it on the board.
I don't remember what it is.
Also, was the Motorola Atrix the first one that had the fingerprint sensor on the back?
Yeah.
Damn, that was a good phone.
And there was a 48 tunnel.
It had the dock too.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, the dock.
Oh my god.
Phone's so bad.
Sure. I had something in my head earlier. I
Dang.
completely forgot.
All right, well, what do you got? Flip it and read.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I just guessed Fitbit 1.
Too logical. Too
Sorry.
I just wrote Fibbit, which is actually just a typo we made in the major.
No, I did. I did.
It's one of those like letters that's like 4 people
like-
watched that video and none of us caught it.
Yeah.
It's like, I wrote Aria, but it's like alt.
It's just Fitbit, isn't it?
It is the Fitbit Flex. That was the first.
You don't flex your wrist.
No, but it's
Oh,
because it was like that
silicone.
rubber.
You kind of do flex your wrist, actually. Is that considered flexing? I guess
Actually, it's like literally the only thing your wrist does, pretty much.
just flex. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Flex and rotate.
Alright, good name is Good Flex. Huh.
Well, we learned something. That is good. I am glad that I got a point from last week. That feels really good. Yeah. Feel free to let us know now that you've made it this far into the video. Would you think the Luce isn't as bad if it wasn't a $600,000 Ferrari?
What if it was a Nissan?
What if it was?
What if it was
It looks like a
$600,000
What if it was
Nissan?
literally?
Looks like a Nissan to me.
What if it was literally a Nissan?
Then I would say that's a Nissan.
Yeah. Would we even be talking about it? Probably not.
No.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go back and watch the last bonus episode, but also stay tuned for more regularly scheduled programming. Catch you guys in the next one.
You can go around that angle
Peace.
there, but
Wait for it was produced by Adam Molina and Ellis River and Partner of Talk to Me, the podcast network, and interaction music is created by Main Sub.
So, since restrictions lifted in the aftermath of this peak part of the
I love how the shit you chose to download is shit that's fucking like April and early May. Like the fuck? Gotta love that. Listen to May. I guess we'll listen to this one. This is fucking old.
Welcome to 95 Mac Daily for Monday, May 11th, 2026. I'm your host, Chance Miller. We are sponsored this week by Bitwarden. Leading off today, we're less than a month away from Apple announcing iOS 27 at WWDC. And a new report today corroborates that iOS 27 is adding a new feature to Safari to help you manage your tabs and stay organized. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports that the update will add a new Organize Tabs feature in Safari, located in the center top button where you can currently switch between tab groups. In this menu, users can choose the Organize Tabs option and set whether they want their tabs to be grouped automatically. When you select the automatic option, iOS 27 says that tabs will group into topics as you browse. The feature isn't labeled as an Apple Intelligence enhancement, but it's clearly going to use some form of AI to work. This feature was first referenced in a code leak last month, and Gurman's reporting adds further corroboration that it is indeed in the works for iOS 27. iOS 27 will focus largely on a combination of stability improvements and new AI features. There are, however, a handful of other features that have leaked outside of those two categories. For example, Apple is reportedly adding a new Create a Pass feature to convert physical passes to digital ones in Apple Wallet. We expect more leaks to emerge in the weeks leading up to WWDC, which kicks off on June 8th. Next up today, macOS 27 is also set to be announced at WWDC, and Bloomberg reports that Apple is preparing to roll out a quote-unquote slight redesign for the next version of the Mac software. The update will feature a refinement of the liquid glass design language introduced last year, cleaning up some of the rough edges seen in the Tahoe implementation of the design. This will apparently include tweaks to the use of transparency and shadows across the system, which should address user criticism about poor contrast and poor readability when using certain Tahoe apps. According to Gurman, the Tahoe incarnation of liquid glass was somewhat unfinished. The changes to macOS 27 are meant to make liquid glass look like the way Apple's design team intended it to look from the start. Last year's OSs didn't necessarily suffer from design problems, Bloomberg says, but rather a not completely baked implementation from Apple's software engineering team. So essentially, Apple's designers are saying the problems aren't their fault, but rather the fault of engineers. So, from the sound of it, if you hate the concept of liquid glass in general, you probably still won't like macOS 27. But if you have specific issues with readability on the Mac, like perhaps with the transparency of sidebars, macOS 27 might just deliver changes that make you happy. Bloomberg says that outside of these design tweaks, Apple will also use macOS 27 as an opportunity to deliver software reliability and efficiency improvements. This, again, is a strategy Apple is employing across all of its software platforms this year. Apple is expected to tell users that they can expect better performance and longer battery life after updating, which is similar to how they marketed the release of iOS 12. And of course, macOS 27 is also set to gain many of the new Siri features also coming to iOS 27, including the revamped Siri with a chatbot functionality and a dedicated Siri application. The Siri and Spotlight search functions will also be unified in macOS 27 this year. So much like iOS, macOS 27 is shaping up to have two primary focuses, that is performance and stability improvements and artificial intelligence. We're sponsored this week again by Bitwarden. You can get started with the Bitwarden Password Manager today, including a free plan with unlimited passwords, by hitting the link in the show notes or going to bitwarden.com. Bitwarden helps you generate and store strong, unique passwords and passkeys across all of your devices, so you're not reusing the same login everywhere. It also keeps things simple with autofill for passwords, cards, and identities, plus Vault health reports to flag weak or compromised passwords. With end-to-end encryption and built-in protection against phishing and data breaches, Bitwarden is trusted by over 10 million users and 50,000 businesses worldwide. So hit the link in the show notes or head to bitwarden.com to get started today and help keep all of your accounts protected. My thanks to Bitwarden for sponsoring the show. In other news today, reports have been building about Apple potentially partnering with Intel to produce future chips for its products. And now a report from the Wall Street Journal says that a deal has officially been reached. The report says Apple and Intel have reached a preliminary agreement for Intel to manufacture some of the chips that power Apple devices. Intensive talks between the two companies have been ongoing for more than a year, the report says, and they hammered out a formal deal in recent months. Ming-Chi Kuo first reported last fall that Apple and Intel were exploring a partnership for future M-series chips for Macs and iPads. At the time, Kuo said that Intel might start producing these chips as early as 2027. Analyst Jeff Pu then followed up that report in December and saying that the potential partnership could extend to producing iPhone chips too, but not until 2028. Then, early last week, Bloomberg reported that Apple was exploring partnerships with both Intel and Samsung to diversify its chip production pipeline. That report, however, suggested talks were still very early and that no deal had been reached. The Wall Street Journal report, meanwhile, takes the opposite approach and said that talks had been ongoing for months and that a deal has indeed been reached. Besides the obvious competitive advantages of diversifying chip production, an Intel deal is also expected to help Apple boost its reputation with the US government. Intel is now partially owned by the US, and the Trump administration has reportedly been making efforts to secure new deals for the company. In fact, according to the Wall Street Journal report, the US government played a key role in the Apple deal. President Trump is said to have personally advocated for Intel in meetings with Tim Cook at the White House. And again, it's important to remember that this isn't Apple moving back to Intel chips in any of its products. It's Intel serving as another fabrication partner for Apple. Apple will still design its own chips in-house, and they'll be produced by Intel along with TSMC. And for users and device performance, there will be no discernible change between the chips produced by either company. If Apple does intend to use Intel for chips as soon as 2027, we'll likely hear more specifics about this deal soon. That wraps up another episode of 9to5Mac Daily. As always, you can find all of the latest Apple news on 9to5Mac.com. Follow along with me on Threads at Chance H. Miller, and we'll be back tomorrow for a new episode of 9to5Mac Daily.
Part of the COVID-19 pandemic, people have really valued experiences, and we've seen in the years since then that people continue to be willing to cut back in other areas of their life if it means they can splurge on travel. So people are taking more trips and more luxurious trips, and as a result, airlines are also investing more in premium cabins. So
I'm glad you mentioned this. I think there's a New York Magazine piece that explains in detail how Delta is doubling down on its highest paying customers to the extent that it is refitting some of its planes to make the majority of seats first class seats.
Right. So not the majority.
Okay.
And actually, Delta is a little bit late to this game because other U.S. airlines like United have already started rolling out these high premium configurations. When we see the economy tighten, these premium travelers are the last people to be affected and to cut back on their travel. And that's actually part of, going back to the Spirit story, that was part of Spirit's problem, was they were operating in a segment of the market that was drying up because people were splurging on travel. They wanted to fly nicer planes, nicer seats, and so Spirit was less competitive because people were less price sensitive about buying their airline tickets, and because of their model, they couldn't cope with the higher fuel prices. But so as airlines compete for these higher dollar consumers, they also see it as a way of insulating themselves against the broader market, because these high dollar value consumers are going to be the last people to cut back on their travel budgets. And I'm really interested to see how long airlines can keep up with this, because my feeling is the bubble has to pop eventually.
Yes.
Eventually people are going to get price sensitive and start going back for those economy seats, and then what are airlines going to do with these extra premium seats that they've installed?
I want to move on to two other headlines that I'm seeing that make me wonder if they might make summer travel even worse. Hantavirus and El Nino.
Okay.
Which one should we tackle first?
Let's do Hanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Experts say it's much harder to spread than coronavirus, but once bitten, twice shy. We all still remember COVID. What should we be thinking about when it comes to hantavirus and summer travel?
So I trust the experts on this. I've spoken to some epidemiologists who have said exactly what you said, that it's not as contagious as COVID, and it's not really going to be a factor for us. There are people who came off that cruise ship and are now quarantining in the U.S. It sounds like the protocols around that have been really strong and make it very unlikely for this to spread further within the U.S. There are other forms of hantavirus that are already endemic in the United States that are spread by rodent droppings. Those aren't spread person to person. So my impression from the reporting that I've done along with my colleagues is this really is very unlikely to be a factor. You know, one of the quotes that really stuck with me is, common illnesses are common for a reason. So in your summer travel, you're much more likely to get the things that you've already gotten: a cold, a flu, that sort of thing. Hantavirus is a rare disease, and it shouldn't make travelers in the U.S. really nervous as we head into summer.
All right, now tell me everything's going to be okay with El Nino.
So I'm less certain about this one, and here's why.
Okay.
I am not a meteorologist, so I don't know exactly what the super El Nino of this summer is going to do. But what I can say is that weather is pretty much always the leading cause of flight delays at any time of year, and especially in the summer. And so if we are going into a weather pattern that is more active, you're likely to see more flight disruptions. And we should all be really happy about that, because when flights are delayed for weather, it means they're keeping us safe.
They're saving lives.
And so, yeah, exactly.
I'll never forget, I had a horrible delay in Austin one year getting back home, and everyone in the airport is pissed off. We have to wait hours. It's a crazy rainstorm. And then finally, one of the staff of the airport gets on the intercom and says, I know y'all are mad, but we're not letting any planes take off because lightning is hitting the tarmac.
Exactly.
And everyone goes, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. And so priority number one is safety in aviation. And so if your flight is delayed or your flight is canceled, it's because they're trying to keep you safe. And as frustrating as it can be, you should be happy that they're not running the safety margins thinner just to get you somewhere on time.
What else are you worried about this summer when it comes to travel?
Yeah, I mean, I know a big question, especially with the Iran war kind of ongoing, is what's going to be going on with fuel, where it's safe to travel. And so I would maybe recommend not flying through some of the big Middle East hubs this summer, because who knows what's going to be going on in that part of the world. If you're flying to Asia or Africa, maybe think about routing yourself through Europe or getting a direct flight or going some other way. The good news for travelers as we head into the summer is some of the security and FAA disruptions that we saw earlier in the year are not likely to be a factor. So the full government shutdown that happened this past fall, that affected the entire government, including the FAA, and then the partial government shutdown earlier this spring that affected TSA and led to really long security lines, those issues have been resolved. The funding is flowing. So actually, in some ways, this summer could be a little bit easier traveling than the spring was. Exactly. You're probably not going to be stuck in a 5-hour security line at a major airport because the TSA workers are going to be working.
So, in the midst of all of this, the loss of Spirit Airlines, the rise in fuel prices, the reality of airlines trying to cater more to the highest spending customers, how can an economy traveler or a budget traveler take care of themselves this summer in the midst of all that? Any tips for those folks?
Yeah, I hate talking about airline pricing because it's so opaque. Really, the best things that you can do as a traveler are to shop around and be as flexible as possible. You know, if you can shift the days that you're planning to travel on by a day or two, say like if you're gonna fly out on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, or a Tuesday instead of a Friday, that kind of flexibility can help you find a cheaper fare. But really, airlines are so good at extracting revenue and charging the most that they possibly can on any ticket that the best thing that you can do is, if you feel like you're getting a good deal, just go for it and don't think too hard about it. I will say that even as an expert and someone who writes about this all the time, it's really hard to tell. So my advice for your happiness, if not your wallet, is just don't second guess yourself too much. Once you've made that purchase, like, move on.
Move on. I like that. As air travel becomes more expensive, as the fancier, higher spending customers are getting even more and more perks, as the advertisements for this credit card for those points and that one for this point become even more abundant, how much of that stuff should I take part in? Should I be doing the point game? Should I be doing the credit card game? Should I be angling for all of the lounge access? There seems to be this competitive arms race for elite travel perks. How should I feel about that? How should I respond to all of those pulls?
I feel like this is going to be an unpopular response, but I am kind of slowly stepping away from the game. I got rid of all of my credit cards that give me lounge access. I am frankly too lazy and not mathematically inclined enough to figure out what to do with all of my points balances. The people who I know who take it seriously, and I do have friends who take it seriously, they treat it like a full-time job, and that's really what you have to do at this point to get the most benefit out of these programs. You need spreadsheets and strategy and countdown clocks and all this other stuff. And you know what? When I'm traveling, I just want to have fun. And to be honest, I don't think I get that much benefit out of the lounges. They're not worth the time. I would rather just get to the airport with not that much time before my flight, wait in the gate for 20 minutes, get on the plane and go. I don't need to get free, I'm doing air quotes here, I don't need to get free finger food and whatever that I've actually paid for because I paid $900 in an annual fee for a credit card. The math doesn't math for me. $900. And again, I'm bad at math, so maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I don't recommend it.
For me.
Yeah.
Give us a travel recommendation. A place to go that more people should be going, that is perhaps not top of mind but should be and is great.
I'm so glad you asked this question because USA Today is actually doing a huge project this whole year called USA 250 that is highlighting destinations in all 50 states around the country for America's 250th birthday. They're both popular tourist destinations and places off the beaten path, and so if you're looking for somewhere to go domestically this summer, that's a great starting point to see what kinds of places spark your interest. Some of my favorite places that I've been to that I've written about are in West Virginia. I like to be outside when I'm traveling. I go rock climbing in West Virginia. It's not somewhere necessarily that people think of as the first place that they're going to take a vacation, but if you're looking to get out into nature, West Virginia is so beautiful and so worth visiting, so highly recommend that. And yeah, otherwise just do what you like to do when you travel, right?
We go to Killington. Holy shit. What are you doing there, buddy? It's 50 up here, so we'll say 50. Come on, Nina, you got this. Answer. Call me, bruh. Nina. Hello? Nina. You It's you. It's not me. It's you. Also, I don't like how you went over those lines. I saw it. Don't worry. Nina.
Hello.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Finally. Hey. One sec.
Are you sleeping still, or? I didn't plug my Starlink in, so I have to rely on mobile data. So I should have data all the way till Rutland, about 14 minutes away. Hello, respond to me, please.
One sec.
Because I know you hear me, you're just not there.
I know, I'm trying to blow my nose. Remember how constantly blowing my nose kind of like made the inside of my nose raw? So I was trying to blow it without hurting, but I got a bunch of tries. I keep having allergy attacks again because I came home and my immune system was weak, right?
Yep.
This is awful. You still there?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Don't hang up. I'm here, Nina. I fucking hate this. I fucking hate data. Vermont sucks. Vermont fucking sucks. I'm literally on fucking Verizon. Hello? God damn it. I'm on fucking Verizon, bro. It's not like I'm fucking cheaping out. No, baby, please. 12 minutes. I hate how you always hang up on me. Call me back, but don't hang up when you don't hear me. I just went through a spot where I can hear you, but you can't hear me. I'm like 10 minutes away. Data should be fine the rest of the way home. Fucking Vermont. I hate it so bad. I'm a little tired of low energy, but I need to get like some caffeine in me and go. Gotta eat something. Go check myself for ticks too. Hope I didn't get any ticks at Grandpa's or anything. Fucking bars and won't even send a goddamn message. It's a sham. Fucking sham. Should have plugged my fucking Starlink in so I didn't have to deal with this bullshit. But yet again, I'm paying for fucking data. Have a phone number. If I could have a phone number through satellite, I'd consider probably bars. You're gonna give me less bars, but they're 5G plus compared to 4G LTE. Answer the phone! God. Did you get the bikers? Almost. Tesla almost did. Hey, call me. Call me. Damn it. Two bars of 5G plus. Oh, you know what pisses me off too? Is that I don't know why it says 5G. It doesn't say 5G ultra wideband or whatever. Because I know we're not in New York, but I went to the Verizon subreddit and they're like, no, you're on AT&T. It says plus is a thing. And I'm like, no, it's just for on my area. It just says plus. And they're like, no, it's AT&T only. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, it pisses me off because I get 500 megs download right now, which is completely bullshit. I'm not getting 500 megs download. So the fact that it's telling me I'm getting that just pisses me off, because I'll do a speed test right now. I'm not getting that fucking thing. If I have to see a message load and then go, I'm not getting that, because if I pull up a YouTube video and I can't go past like 480p, I'm not getting 100 megs down. It's just bullshit. And I'm calling and call me. You're reading my messages. Whatever. So much shit to do, so little time. Gotta de-stress. Relax. Watch, ready? Oh, we gotta load it.
crying so much.
Crying? Why?
I'm watching this Netflix show. I had it
my
on
God.
last night to help me sleep, but it's so sad.
Why are you so stuffy?
Sick. I was literally vomiting all night. Anyways, it reminds me of like a relationship because they kept breaking up, but then they were iffy, and then now they're getting married. And it just has like the sweetest things. It's the sweetest things ever. Like she was like. She went to like the place where they first met like 3 years ago, and she like said, "Remember when you asked me my happy place?" And she's like, "You're my happy place. Wherever you are is my happy place." Oh my God. And right now they're about to get married, and he's like, "I don't want to start a marriage off being broke. I want to give you the world." And she's like, "You are my world." She says the special only means that the rest of the world gets to see how much I love you. Like, why are they doing this to me? I'm just trying to sleep. It's supposed to be background, dude. It's supposed to be background. Like, it's just background. Oh, God.
Pulling in the driveway in a minute. Oh, one thing about those chalks or whatever. So I talked with ChatGPT about it. It wanted me to do all this shit, and Grandpa's like, you don't gotta do all of that. You just fucking, I put a piece of wood or metal under my fucking car, and it's fine. And I'm like, you know what? Grandpa's kind of right. There's like a safety thing, I understand, but a lot of people in the fucking shit that I see, and like when I see people working on their cars, a lot of shit, people don't fucking do half the shit that I do for the safety stuff. So what I decided I'm gonna do is you still hear me, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the floor jocks or whatever, the floor chucks. I'm gonna get 2 of them on Amazon, which I think I can make them better with my printer, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make 2 on Amazon, and then I bought 2.5 pounds of filament, and then what I'm gonna do is 2 of the back wheels are gonna be from the Amazon ones that I bought, and then the other 2 are gonna be the ones that I made for extra protection, and then that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna be spending $50+ on 2 fucking, back pieces and 50 on them. I'm not gonna do all that. So
okay, well,
this is already more safe than what other people do, because other people don't even do that. They're like, your car's not gonna move if it's flat. I'm like, well, yeah, true. And to be extra good, I'm doing it in the fucking barn where it's a flat bottom floor. So I don't know if same with me or something. I don't know, but so I'm being extra safe about it. I just feel like I don't need to be spending a shit ton of money on this safety shit when I'm already being safe and already doing more than what everyone else does.
Okay, well,
and it's not like
you did your research and you're sure.
I did do all the research.
I don't know anything about cars. All I know is I don't want you under a big ass vehicle that's gonna crush you.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. No, not obviously, because if you do something stupid, I will literally